Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am the budgeting esthetician, and today I'm going to be doing a cash unstuffing on my spending that I've done over the last 2 weeks of June. I wanted to start off this video by thanking you guys so much for all the love that you've given my whole channel, but especially my last video, which was my cash stuffing for my magic month paycheck of June. That video, as of me filming this, is currently over 100 views, which is just insane. I'm so grateful. We have not reached our first kind of goal here of 10 subscribers. I believe as of filming this we are at 9. So anybody watching, if you could do me a big favor and subscribe down below, that would be very much appreciated. But let's just go ahead and get into our cash unstuffing here. We're going to start in the spending that I've done out of my sinking funds, and that starts with our travel sinking fund, which, for anybody who doesn't know, I did go on vacation the first week of June with my best friend. Her birthday's in June and so is mine, but hers is the beginning and mine's at the end, so we kind of did a kind of dual birthday get together. This money that I'm going to be unstuffing from here today was just stuffed in my last Magic Month cash stuffing, because I knew I was going to be going on this vacation, obviously, and I knew I was going to have this Magic Month paycheck. So I don't recommend doing it this way, most of the time, but I'm just very grateful that I could cash flow this and make this work. So yeah, we'll just kind of start by showing you here, going through what I spent. So we did go down to the Red River Gorge area down in Kentucky. If anybody is curious, it was very fun. We stayed in like an Airbnb cabin, and that was already paid for we reserved it, I think, back in May, so you won't see that come out today, but just all the spending I did while I was there. We still kind of did some things, but it was overall more just a relaxing vacation, which I was perfectly fine with, because I hadn't been on vacation in 2 years before going on this one. So trust me, I was very grateful to just have some time away to relax. This expense from Subway was the first day that we went down there. The Brick was this cute little coffee and ice cream shop that we went to twice. Once was the first morning for coffee, because we were supposed to go grocery shopping the first night we got there, and everybody was just a little bit too tired, ready to just settle in for the night. So that was for some coffee, and I also got a bucket hat while I was there, because I just knew I was gonna want a hat. I mean, the weather was beautiful while we were there, but it was very sunny. So that's that. And then we have a gas charge here, and then we went to something called the Gorge Underground. That was so cool. That was underground kayaking in a limestone cave. It was very cool. I would really recommend it if you guys ever go down there. We went to this cute little reptile zoo where they mainly had snakes and things like that. They do venom extractions for like medicines and things like that. So that was cute. And then that day on our way back, we went and stopped by the Brick again, because it was on our way back, and got some ice cream. So that's that. We went to the Natural Bridge, which is basically just a hiking area. You have to take a sky lift to get up there. So that's the charge that you see here is for the sky lift. And then also we got a water when we got up to the top, because we brought waters, but we forgot them. And I was very happy we bought some, because that hike down, so we basically decided to sky lift to the top and then hike back down, and that hike was way more intense than I was expecting it to be. So very glad we got waters. And then that night, that was kind of a big day, we also went to this little place called Thrillsville, and they also had like zip lining and some other stuff, but we just did their little mini golf course, and that was, I think, only like $13, but the rest of it is I bought a hoodie from there as well. So, and then the Culver's is what we got on our way back up driving back up. And so all of that together came to a total of $249.96. And then, so I'm basically going to just equal that out to $250 because that is what I stuffed in my cash stuffing, so that way I can just remove this entire $250 and travel will just be empty now. So this basically goes to my cushion, that $1.04 that's left, but you will see on the next page I just had to divide these up because it took up too much room with this many expenses. So that just brings us to the next page here. But yeah, that just goes into this amount down here at the very bottom, as I've explained in previous cash unstuffings. That basically mostly gets just my gas, groceries, and my spending money pooled all together, so that instead of rolling over gas, groceries, and spending within themselves, it all goes into my cushion or comes out of my cushion. That is basically my buffer kind of category that I have for that reason. So now we will just go ahead and get into the only other sinking funds purchase that I made, which was I got a massage from a friend that is a coworker of mine at the spa that I work at. She just did a massage on me at her home, and for that I paid her $110. So that comes out of my Pamper sinking fund. And again, we just stuffed this with our Magic Month cash stuffing, so we definitely have that much. So okay, so we're going to take out this 100 and then these two fives to be 110. So we are left with $20 and $40 now in Pamper. And make sure you guys watch my next video. It is going to be a bill condensing here in my cash envelopes and a sinking funds update, where I just basically go through all my sinking funds and savings and see how much we have saved in them throughout this past month. And then I will go through my bills that have come out. So my gym membership to Planet Fitness came out, and that is $10 a month. So we're going to remove that. My Netflix subscription came out on the 27th. That is $10. And then my iCloud storage came out. That is just $1. And my rent as well comes out. Those both, well, my iCloud always comes out on the 30th of every month. My rent I just count as like the last day of a month or the first day of the next month technically. So that's going to come out as well, which is $300. So we are pulling out a total of $321 out of our bills. So let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these 300s, a 20, and this $1 bill. And then all we are left with in bills is 50, 70, and 75. Alrighty, and we will mark those off here. So, but yeah, it just makes it easier to kind of combine all of these things, then pull them out all at once rather than having to pull them all out individually. That is kind of why I do what I do with my gas, groceries, and my spending as well. Because usually I have several purchases in each of those categories. All right, so we will start off with gas. And this one I definitely made several purchases this paycheck. I usually don't. But I drove for Lyft while my full-time job was closed down for some renovations. So we spent a lot of money on gas to make up for that. But I will say it is like less than what I technically spent here, because if you're trying to kind of, if you want to know the math on like how much gas needs to come out, like compared to how much you make on Lyft. I spent $196.45 in total, which is only $355 under this whole $200 I budgeted, but I like to make sure when I go out driving for a day that my tank is either full or very, very close to full. So I spent more on gas than I really needed to make sure my tank was full at all times. So I would say, if anybody's curious about how much, if you want to try Lyft and you're wondering how much gas you're going to spend doing it, I would say as far as gas that I actually used, because also this first Shell experience up here for $28.12 was actually before I started driving Lyft. That was on my way back from my vacation. So yeah, that's not even included, and that's almost $30. So that brings me down to $170 already, and I would say 50 of that maybe or so I didn't use. So like I made over $800, and let's say I used $120 or so dollars worth of gas. I think it typically works out to around like 15 or so % of the complete income, like the complete revenue, if you want to call it that, that you get from Lyft. Only 15% or so of that goes to gas, I would say. So it's not as bad of a deal as it might seem. That is pretty much it for gas. I won't go too like in depth about everywhere I spent that at and whatnot. For groceries, I budgeted my normal $250, and that all is coming out. We spent a total of $246.21, leaving $3.79 to go into our cushion. We just basically have our normal HelloFresh charge there. Let's see, Walmart's, and I had to kind of stock up on some things since I was coming back from my vacation and I didn't really have much here. So that was a higher charge than I usually spend at Walmart. And then let's see, because yeah, we only have 3, because one week I decided not to get HelloFresh. So one week I do have HelloFresh, the other week I don't. I just prefer to just eat out that whole time, because it is really nice to be able to, driving Lyft, to be able to just grab something out. So most of the groceries were for like lunch things and snack things. So another one down here for Walmart that's closer to my normal amount, which was $57.69. And then yeah, that's all my grocery purchases for this paycheck. So we stayed well within our budget there. And then for spending, I only budgeted $50 instead of my normal $100 per paycheck, because I budgeted $200 for my last paycheck. So I was already kind of over for the month, but I knew I was going to do some more eating out. So let's see, all we have here is, yeah, McDonald's here for $10.23. That was when I was driving Lyft. Panda Express for $10.51. I don't actually think I was driving that day. I think, again, that was just because I didn't have any groceries for dinner in the house. And then Five Guys, same situation. But both of those, I think I split with my family. Like I picked some up for them too. So that ended up working out. So for that, we were actually under by $15.52. Adding all those up together, plus the $1.04 or whatever it was from my travel sinking fund, means we get to put $24 into my cushion. I just round up that 10 cents, and sometimes I round down, so it just usually ends up working itself out. So, but the problem is that I don't have 24 here, because I only have a 1. So what I am going to have to do is put in 25. It's 20 and 5. Oops. And then I'm going to take out this one that I have in here. So that should have been 24. We had 375 after my last stuffing, so we should now have 399 in here if I did that correctly. So we have 100, 200, 300, 320, 340, 360, 370, 380, 385, 390, 395, 397, and 399, which is perfect. And you will see what happens with that overage in my first cash stuffing of July. Alrighty, and let's count the money we unstuffed today to finish this video off. Today we unstuffed 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,050, 100, 150, 155, 156, and 157. So we unstuffed 1,157. Is that what I said? Today, I'll have the correct number in the title if that was not correct. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back again next week for my bill condensing and sinking funds update video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really would love to get to 10 subscribers. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week until then, and I will see you guys later.